Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Sandy Vasher, and I am a writer. I write fiction and also nonfiction. I publish fiction and also nonfiction. I'm a self-publisher. And I am one of the co-hosts of WordStitch, a channel devoted to writing and stitching. I believe that my co-host Chloe Alice Balkin is actually working on like a spectacular quilt right now. So, not right this second, but generally speaking, as a project. Um, if you have been here before, then you know that the goal of my program is to provide structured opportunities to write. Structured is for me, but I also hope it's helpful for you. So I have a schedule. At 6:05, we're going to start with a 10-minute writing sprint. We'll do 5-minute breaks. I've got a 30-minute writing sprint and also a 15-minute writing sprint. And then around 7:15, we should be done. Good morning, Elizabeth. Thanks for being here today. I'm glad you're here to get some work done. Me too. You can be here as a writer. You can be here as another kind of artist or creative. So if you just need to get yourself focused in the morning by doing something like working with other artists before you paint something, sew something, draw something. Poets, you're welcome here. Journalers, you're welcome here. Um, Adult coloring meditators, you're welcome here. I really want to make this like a mindful space because, at least for me, especially in the morning, I need something to really focus my energy, or like nothing's gonna happen. So, with that being said, if you need a little bit of inspiration for your first 10 minutes, and sometimes I do, um, what I want you to think about is what time period um, is what you're writing set in. So, like for me, the story that I'm currently writing is set in 2081. So, not too far in the future, but far enough in the future that some things should change. Um, and I want to make sure that there are some details in the scene I'm writing that include the future. But if you're writing about the past, then like what is that actually supposed to look like, feel like? How would the reader know that you were in the past without actually saying, I'm here in 1881, or in the future, I'm here in 2081. And if you're in the present, then I think the question is, what kind of mindful things would you observe, right? Like, what would you see uh, just around you that would say to you, yep, I woke up and I am still here. I'm still grounded. This is where I'm supposed to be today. I'm really into the whole like meditation Zen thing right now. I think it's kind of critical for mental health. So that's what I'm thinking about today. So let me get my little timer up here so that we can get ourselves set up. Share screen. And let's reset this thing to 10 minutes. If you're writing fiction or nonfiction, or sort of anything that where word counts matter, then definitely keep track of where you're going. And let's pull that up. There we go. All right, so that's 10 minutes on the clock, and we are going to get started right away. So good luck. Okay. Was 87 words for me. So not exactly my like highest word count. But you know what? I'm gonna take it because focusing on those like time period details actually I think helps me make that story feel richer. This is so this project that I'm working on is actually like a little unique for me because I am considering the possibility of trying to find an agent for it, which is not something I've done in a really long time for any of my projects. And part of that is because um, a large part of what I've written is romance, and you know, of course the romance industry. I mean, it's very driven by self-publishers right this second, and there's a good market out there for romance readers looking for indie published stuff. So I didn't really see the benefit of looking for an agent. Ooh, good work, Elizabeth. Elizabeth got 406 for that one, so she's like rocking it. Elizabeth always rocks her word counts. But I am always impressed either way. So I think this is great that we're both getting some work done, Elizabeth. So this project is different than the romance projects that I'm doing. It is romance, but it's young adult romance, and it's meant to be a standalone story, and that's out of the realm of normal for me in any genre I write, except for nonfiction, where you know you can kind of do a standalone and still indie publish because memoirs are interesting to people and don't require sequels. But since indie writers do best with series, since that's how they make their money, I don't really see a standalone young adult book performing well as a self-published book. Oh yay, the water from my tea is boiling. So all of this means that if I finish this project, and I'm going to, because I'm really enjoying this one, and it's really like resonating with me right now. I think I need to find a home for it. Like I think it's I think it is it is something that's going to require some help in order to get published, and I can do that too, right? Because this particular book, since it's a standalone, the entire series doesn't hinge on having an agent, right? Like I can write this book and sort of like attempt to, you know, find an agent, put out query letters, and in the meanwhile just work on other series that I care about and that I'm publishing. So it's not like I'm falling behind with it. I just kind of have it on the back burner. By the way, I'm going to get the next sprint started at 6:20 so that we're like nice and on schedule. And interesting. Okay, so Elizabeth says that she agrees genre fiction doesn't need an agent. It really doesn't, right? Like you just, it really doesn't, right? Because voracious readers pick those things up ebook style from whatever their favorite ebook place is, mostly Amazon, and you just don't need the thing. But you say you still have yours for mystery. Don't really use her and use an agent with the Alliance of Independent Authors for translation contracts. So that's interesting for translation contracts, meaning like when you have your books translated into other languages or for like other countries. I definitely like to learn more about that. I don't think I'm at that point right now, but yeah, I'm really not familiar with the world of agents, and for a long time I've sort of shied away from that world because I feel that it doesn't suit my personality necessarily, and I'm not sure how I feel about stuff like working with an editor. Although I recently submitted some part of this project for like a literary critique, not a query, but a literary critique to an agent who was doing that as part of a writing conference I'm doing this weekend, actually. And I just got back the feedback. And you know what? The feedback is really helpful and the kind of thing that you would want from like a really amazing beta reader or editor. Like I mean, I looked at it and went, oh, I could actually change these things and make this story substantially better. And it's not that I don't believe my stories could ever be made substantially better. I do. Um, I just, I think maybe I haven't worked with a lot of really totally amazing editors. And of course, indies don't want to pay for that because it takes out a lot of profit, right? So we spend a lot of time on copy editing, not so much on developmental editing. So this is a little bit weird for me to even have like somebody professional have given useful, amazing feedback on a story that I can use. In any case, I'm going to take that feedback right now and I'm going to write with it. And this is our 30-minute 1K. So our goal here is 1,000 words. I don't know. I was at 87, so I might make my goal 500 this time. But ideally, you're getting 1,000 written in 30 minutes. And let's go ahead and stay on schedule. Let's start now. Okay. So that was like a minuscule number of words for me. And I worked the whole time, so it's not like I wasn't actually focusing, but I think I did myself in with the focus on like the details of the time period thing because I was only able to get 286 words, and it is for sure due to the fact that I was researching giant earthquakes and what could potentially destroy areas that shouldn't be hit by earthquakes. This is the trouble with time period type research. You can really go down some rabbit holes. Ooh, yawn. Definitely time for some caffeine. I hope you guys got some caffeine too. So let's see here. We are going to do our next sprint at, I think I'm a little behind here, but let's set a timer for 4 minutes and 30 seconds so that we have a little tiny bit of a break before we go right to our next sprint, which will be a 15-minute like final chance sprint. 846. Good work, Elizabeth. And I'm so glad that you're finishing up your outline. And I really appreciate you being here. It's good to have a person to write with. Speaking of which, so I am streaming to Twitch for these and also YouTube. And YouTube, Chloe and I both are fairly familiar with at this point because we've been streaming to it for a really long time on the WordStitch channel now. By really long, I mean like maybe a couple years, not like decades or something, but still like that's fairly long in the world of like learning technology. So we're pretty comfortable with YouTube, and I find the whole forum like sort of easy. Oh, ignore me. I'm not yawning. It's we're up and at 'em. And I definitely am gonna need coffee today. But in any case, so Chloe started streaming to Twitch earlier in the year. And as far as like between her and I, she definitely was the person leading that charge. I would have had no understanding of Twitch or why I should stream to it at all before then. But because I'm doing these ones essentially on my own, I created a Twitch channel and thought I can do this. I can figure this out. So I'm streaming to Twitch right now. So if you're on Twitch, hello. And it's an interesting forum for me because I feel like I'm kind of learning a lot of like quirky little glitches. Like the first day I streamed, the video didn't show up. Like I think it streamed. You could see it if you were here live, but then like after it was gone. So if you'd missed the show, you couldn't go back and watch it. Apparently there's an autosave that you have to turn on Twitch. And yesterday the show on Twitch was cut into 2, but I don't know why. On YouTube, it appears as a full like hour and 15-minute thing. But on Twitch, it's as if I did one hour video and then another like 15-minute video. And I'm not really sure why that happened or how to fix it. So there's some learning going on here for me with that. But it's good. We like to learn new ways to connect. Oh no. Oh, the yawns. Oh, maybe I should include some kind of like stretching or something as part of this. I am not doing myself a favor with yawns in the sense that I'm writing right now in my little writing recliner chair back there, which I tend to do when I'm feeling like a little bit tired of sitting in just like a metal chair. And I've got a standing desk here too. So I have a stool, not a chair, that I sit on. The recliner is a really nice, relaxing place to write. It's also a really nice, relaxing place to write. But I needed to keep it charged today because I'm actually heading out this morning for more writing. Because thankfully my in-laws are here and Grammy is going to be hanging out with the baby in the morning. So I have a chance to do lots and lots of writing today, and I'll be looking for sprints all day long myself. Well, that's interesting. So Elizabeth says the nice thing about Twitch is they send out notifications when someone streams. Yeah, I agree. The YouTube notifications are totally glitchy, and I don't get them either. But I always get them when somebody I follow on Twitch is streaming. So that's true. Of course, like right now, I'm only following like Chloe and like one or two other writers because I've been so unfamiliar with that channel. But I always know when they are streaming and I am not available. So that's nice. All right. It's been almost 5 minutes already, and I really want to make sure we are always productive. So let's set this timer for 15 minutes. Let's do a final sprint, and then let's get us on with our day. So good luck, everyone, and get those last words. Okay, so let's see here. That was 216 words. And hey, I was only at 286 for the 30 minutes. So that's a substantial increase in terms of speed. And that puts me at 589 for our session. So nowhere near the 1500 that I'm going for. Okay, but I don't know. A day or so ago, before I started these, I was looking at a 10,000 word manuscript, and now I'm looking at a 16,687 word manuscript, and those words do add up, don't they? So it actually feels really good to see that like progress bar on my Scrivener file move up, and I think that that's the reward for doing stuff like this. Also, okay, scheduling social media, which is what Elizabeth was able to accomplish in that period, is really important too, and not something I have been able to work into my schedule at all yet. So boy, that's something that we all forget about easily, isn't it? Elizabeth, thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. And if you are here watching and you've been with us too, thank you. Join our conversation. I really do believe that it's easier to write when somebody else is doing it too. Like there's some motivation to like an accountability, right? To know that there's somebody else wherever. I think Elizabeth and I are both in North Carolina, but like somewhere in the world, somebody else is going through the same thing that you are going through, and it makes it easier to do this. I'm going to schedule these for Monday through Friday of next week. I don't know if I'm going to manage all of that. I feel like I might be able to pull off 4 of those 5 days, but let's assume that I will be here on Monday, same time. And yeah, I agree. So for me, the earlier the better. Also, I can't. I just don't get any focus after this. Like for sure, that baby's about to wake up, and he needs attention. So as he should. So definitely better to get in some productivity early in the morning. So I'm going to schedule those for next week. I believe that Chloe and I have an actual WordStitch on Monday from 4 to 6. So that'll go on the WordStitch channel and probably also on her Twitch. And yes, I will show up when I can. Sleep is important, but it takes a while to get into a habit like this. And I think at least for me, my sleep adjusts. So I'm going to reach a point in a week or so when I'm just sleeping earlier than I have been. That hasn't happened yet. So for right now, I'm going to take the weekend, get a little bit of rest. I hope that you guys get some rest too. And I will see you back on Monday, and we'll see how we do next week. Thanks so much for writing with me, and have a great day. Bye.